What's going on YouTube? It's Giga here, bringing you some more Series 10 Wi-Fi battles with live commentary. We are once again using Tom's team featuring TornOgre, as well as some cool things like Turtonator, Scizor, and Scarf Indeedee. So looking at my opponent's first team, we have Mimikyu, Incineroar, Serena with, what is it called? With Calyrex Ice, Stakataka, and Tapu Fini. So a lot of things. I really like Turtonator here. Turtonator having the ability to set up is always great, but it does obviously have to worry about Mimikyu because of the fact that it can't deal any damage to it. But it can do really well into things like Stakataka, Calyrex, and Serena, especially if it gets set up before. It also does have a pretty nice matchup into Tapu Fini. So I do like Turtonator. I do really like Scizor. Let's do that as a lead, being able to... actually... No, let's do Turtonator, Scizor with Kyogre and Rillaboom. I think this is my best bet. I really do need to set up an Iron Defense as soon as possible to have really any sort of chance of beating that Calyrex. And obviously Scizor being able to threaten with big bullet punches is going to come in very handy, but we do have to be careful of just a couple of different things. So we are going to see Mimikyu with Incineroar, which is fine by me. I'm honestly okay with my opponents setting up Trick Room. And I don't really want to lose Scizor this early. So I'm going to swap out into Kyogre, as well as go for an Iron Defense. Because I think Scizor is potentially going to be an endgame win con here. And right, we know three of my opponent's Pokemon, right? We know it's Incineroar, we know it's Mimikyu, and we know it's Calyrex. So if we can get up even one Iron Defense, like we're in a really good spot. We do want Scizor for Calyrex. So I'm honestly fine potentially losing Ogre really early, because I don't think it's going to matter too much in the end game. The big fear is going to be Roar on Incineroar, which we are seeing Fake Out, so that's good for us. Mimikyu, it looks like, is setting up a Trick Room. So at this point, we can... we go for a Scald. We're guaranteed another Iron Defense. So I'm going to go... Nope. Getting a little bit of that drift. I'm going to go for a Water Spout as well as another Iron Defense here. Just because my thought process is we should be the fastest thing on the field now. And getting up 2 Iron Defenses will pretty much guarantee a good spot on the field. And if your Incineroar has Roar, we're making it so you can't safely go for that after going for a Water Spout with Kyogre. So we are going to be able to get the Iron Defense up. And so let's kind of see what happens, right? We can't be burned from Mimikyu. We should play the rough really well. We are going to see a parting shot into Turtonator, so that's fine, right? We're going for Iron Defense. We don't necessarily need our attack, and we know whatever is going to switch in is going to take a really big... Did we go for a bot? Oh, no, we went for another Iron Defense. So I think that's fine, right? Because we will see Calyrex come in. So Calyrex, I think, is fine because we will be at +4 at this point. And so, we do see a Wood Hammer. You know, that is a thing. That is definitely a thing. Let's bring out Scizor here. Right, because now, this is hard. This is really hard. Scizor should be able to live a Glacial Lance. I want to go for a Bullet Punch here, as well as a Body Press into Calyrex. This is going to be +4. If you swap out into Incin... Yeah, that's the fear, right? You swap out into Incin, because I need to preserve Scizor as much as possible to have any sort of chance of winning this endgame. This is, yeah, that Wood Hammer, I guess I could have gone for a Protect, but let's see, right? We have +4. We are going to see the swap out from Mimikyu, most likely into Incineroar. Oh, into Serena, which is equally scary. But we know that their entire team is physical, so we will see. Okay, so they are also an Iron Defense Body Press set, as we proceed to do nothing to them. So I'm going to switch into Rillaboom, and I'm going to Body Press Serena. I'm going to Body Press Serena, not expecting it to have a good answer into me, but what? If we... This is hard. This is very, very, very hard. Because it's a battle of the Body Press. We have the advantage that we can... Oh, is that Mimikyu? It's a very good read. That's a really good read. Are they gonna Glacial Lance? If they Glacial Lance, you know, like, props to them. That's a very good read. Iron Defense. Okay, that's fine. They are gonna be a lot higher. We honestly can sacrifice. I think we sacrifice Rillaboom, in all honesty. I care way more about how do we win this. No, I want to see turn of Trick Room left. There's one turn of Trick Room left. I'm gonna go for a Fake Out on the Calyrex, as well as a Body Press onto Mimikyu, to say if you swap out into Serena, we still are going to... We should be able to get the KO there. We are going to see the Mimikyu swap out, which is going to be great for us because we can now hopefully pick up this KO, which is... It is a little bit unfortunate that we can't go for the Fake Out. We will see the Glacial Lance is going to come out. So we will lose Rillaboom, but let's see how much this does in Turtonator. Turtonator will... It tanks it very comfortably, to the point where I feel very confident about Turtonator in this endgame, as we will Body Press into Serena, and hopefully... I need this to get a KO. That is not a KO. Serena, what? Should not... Serena probably cannot hit into Scizor. This is really tricky. We do have U-turn, so it's not like the worst thing in the world. What is my fear? My fear is... Let's go for this. We are essentially going to need a crit. But, I mean, Turtonator is taking so little damage. But you just bring out... what is it called? You just bring out Mimikyu. And then you basically hope... Yeah, because then it becomes a game of when do I get a crit? We will... Okay, so... Oh, wait. That's not where I wanted it. Please don't be... Yep, we are going to see the weakness policy. We do love to see that. So... What? We get a... Wow, you really want to bulk up this thing's defense. Body Press will come out into Serena. Serena will go down, and you probably, with Glacial Lance at the +2, you will be able to take out Scizor. Oh, you're going for Body Press. That changes things. That actually changes things a lot. Mimikyu probably does. Mimikyu definitely has Shadow Sneak, right? I can't really see a reason why it wouldn't. You bring out Incineroar. which is very interesting. I mean, this thing probably has, what is it called? I feel like Calyrex has to have Stomping Tantrum. We are going to see Fake Out into Scizor. Scizor does hang on. It's not really going to matter. We will KO the Incineroar with Body Press, or we should. Thank goodness. This is an interesting endgame now, right? We are going to see High Horsepower into Turtonator. That does a little bit more than I would have liked. But what's important now is we have Turtonator as well as Scizor for this endgame. And so I don't think we've broken Mimikyu's Disguise. What do we do? We go for another... Yeah, Mimikyu still has its Disguise, Jesus. We go here, and we go for another Iron Defense. Right, because we need to set up... We will see, Shadow Sneak, unfortunately, will come out into Scizor, and Scizor will finally bite the dust. We can now set up... Oh, it is... Okay, so it is Life Orb. It is Life Orb Mimikyu, so we do have a way of quote-unquote KOing it. The big question, though, is... Yeah, we will see a High Horsepower come out. 105 down to 57, so it does 48 damage. I want to optimize how much recovery we can get while we can. I think there's one turn of Grassy Terrain left. Just kidding, there is 0. We can... We have a leftovers. They don't... Let's go for a Protect for additional recovery. Right? That's what I'm thinking, right? We can try and get a little bit more. We will see Play Rough. Play Rough should not do much at all, and Play Rough also does have a really good chance to miss. High Horsepower, what is High Horsepower's PP? I'm gonna look that up. Let's go for a Body Press here. I need to see how much PP High Horsepower has. Mimikyu will do more than I expected. We will not get the KO. How much PP does it have? We actually, yeah, it has 10. I don't see us surviving another turn, unfortunately. So what we can do is our only chance of winning would be we need to live the Play Rough and then KO them with High Horse. We need to critical hit Body Press. That's my only out this turn. Because we will live the Play Rough. We can just go for this, and then we can... Play Rough will connect. We will hang on. We don't have to worry about a critical hit. And Moment of Truth. Do we get the critical hit? Critical hit Body Press for the win. Turtonator... They could miss. No. Unfortunately not. I think that was a really tough spot to be in. I think Turtonator really was able to hold its own, but the fact that their Calyrex also had Body Press really did make things easier for us, especially given the fact that we really only had one special attacker in the form of Kyogre, and we lost Kyogre fairly prematurely. But I still think it was a really tough battle, and Turtonator is, I think, really an underutilized Pokemon, but yeah, let's just keep rocking and rolling and move to the next one. Alright, next battle, and we are looking at a Calyrex Shadow team. It is Calyrex Shadow, Milotic with Incineroar, Ferrothorn, a Landorus, as well as Minechow. So we aren't seeing any sort of speed control, so I feel very comfortable with TornOgre. well, we do have to worry about Ferrothorn. So I do like Turtonator as well. And then for the last slot, Indeed he has a lot of options with, what is it called? Indeed he does have a lot of options with the Expanding Force. But, what, Rillaboom is also very valuable. So I'm going to actually go with Rillaboom here. I think that's probably our best bet. Because, yeah, like I said, we do have a pretty guaranteed Tailwind. The big fear, though... No, because I was going to say, the big fear is if my opponent goes for Trick Room, but even then that's fine, because that means their Calyrex will probably be at a Focus Sash. As we do see Mineshaft Calyrex. We do have to worry about Feint. We do know that Tornadus can live a hit. So what, Scald into Calyrex? Let's Scald in the event that they do have... they do just go for a Fake Out, that's fine. We will be able to survive the Astral Barrage on Kyogre, and then we can pick up the KO onto... oh, Tornadus lives too. Even better, right? And we do get the Scald off onto Calyrex. So we do... Okay, so we'll take the burn. Now what we can do is we can go for... a Tailwind as well as a Water Spout, which should bring Mineshaw down to a Sash if it has one, and then we do have Rillaboom to kind of clean that up, but we know that Calyrex only has one turn left on the field, which is perfect for us. We will see a Feint come out. I think that that's a good option, right? Because it does guarantee that you'll reduce the amount of damage that Water Spout is going to do, but... Scarf? Okay, so it is Scarf Calyrex. Scarf Calyrex with Feint Mineshaw. We will have it go down to a burn. I think that that's fine, though. Fearless Pokemon in existence. We can bring out... What? We bring out Rillaboom? We have to bring out Rillaboom. Mineshaw does have access to Feint, so what? We bring out Rillaboom. That lets us Grassy Glide. Oh, we have Tailwind, so we can actually just go for a Wood Hammer. We Wood Hammer into Mineshaw. No, Mineshaw, I'm like, we don't need to worry about it living. And then swap out into Turtonator, right? We do have, yeah, we can, okay. We do see Incin come out. What do I think is going to happen? I think we fake out into Incin, swap into Turtonator, because then we can KO the Mineshaw with Rillaboom, and then set up Turtonator to beat the Incin, right? Because once Mineshaw is gone, Kyogre is in a really good position. We do see the swap out, so this is that's fine. Ferrothorn does come out. As long as close combat doesn't KO my Rillaboom, we should be in a really good position, right? We will see Mineshaw, perfect. Okay, even better. Feint into Turtonator does pretty much nothing, and we can set up Iron Defense on Turtonator to try and beat this Ferrothorn in the endgame. The big fear, though, is Leech Seed, but we do have high horsepower, and we do have other ways of dealing with this Ferrothorn. So I'm very comfortable to Grassy Glide into Mineshaw. You should not have Protect, and then go for an Iron Defense on Turtonator. And what we do have to worry about a potential Iron Defense Ferrothorn, but what? Why did that not KO? Mind Show... Did Mind Show just live a hit? Okay, so we do get up in Iron Defense. The important question is to see what set their Ferrothorn is. We are going to see the Leech Seed onto us, sorry. But I think that that shouldn't be too much of an issue. Okay, so what? We are at +2. I want to get to +4. Let's go for a high horsepower here. I don't want to risk them this. I don't even need to risk them this. I'm going to high horsepower anyway. No, I don't want to risk that. Let's high horsepower and go for a second Iron Defense. I think if we can get to +4, we should be able to KO what is it called? We should be able to KO the Ferrothorn pretty comfortably. And then it'll be instant. Yeah, right? Okay, so we do get the Iron Defense. We have seen Leech Seed. We just have to hope that they're also not an Iron Defense set. As they will... Okay, perfect. They go for a Gyro Ball into Rillaboom. I think it's fine if we lose Rillaboom at this point, because Turtonator at this point in time, right, we should be able to... Yeah, what we can do is we protect with Kyogre to stop the Fake Out, and then we can go for just big body presses into Ferrothorn, and then that should be enough for us to wrap up this game. So 12 HP. I don't want to say anything quite yet, because there could be some kind of surprise shenanigan, but Turtonator can't get burned, which is obviously going to be very helpful. Kyogre will come in. Kyogre will trigger the rain. So what? We can go for a protect on Kyogre, because we have to avoid the Fake Out. So we protect here, and then we go for a body press onto Ferrothorn. And now Turtonator's the last, or like we're down to our last two, so I don't even have to worry about a Roar coming out from Incineroar onto Turtonator. But we have seen both Leech Seed and Gyro Ball, which suggests to me that they don't have Protect. I mean, not Protect, they don't have Iron Defense. I'm guessing they have Power Whip for Kyogres as well as Protect to stall out and get more recovery. So we are going to see the Protect from Kyogre, hoping none from Ferrothorn. We're going to see Fake Out come into Turtonator. I think that that's fine, as we will see a Gyro Ball come out into Kyogre. Kyogre will just get a little bit of chip, or a little bit of recovery back from the grassy terrain. So now we have a really clear Scald into Incineroar, and barring any sort of like Choice Scarf, we should be fine. The thing though is we do need to really deal with this Ferrothorn, because of the fact that we are losing a lot of HP. So we have a free Scald here, as well as a body press into Ferrothorn, and I'm hoping it's a 2-hit KO. I kind of need it to be, because of the Iron Barbs and the fact that they have Leech Seed, like we are losing a pretty significant amount of health every turn. And like we kind of, okay, so Scald, this should KO Incineroar. Okay, great. I felt like it was going to stop, and I would have cried. We will connect with Body Press, and let's see how much this does. Okay. That's fine. Awesome. So Turtonator getting its revenge from the first game of losing to Body Press Calyrex, has beaten lack of Body Press Ferrothorn. So yeah, I mean, I have been very surprised with how Turtonator has done so far, but I'm actually just curious to... Yeah, it was Choice Scarf Calyrex. Sorry, what? Sec. I thought I had to sneeze. Milotic competitive. Milotic could have made things a little scary. Ensign, very defensive bulky variant. So yeah, we were 100% in the clear. Yep. Power Whip, Gyro Ball, Leech Seed, and Protect. We definitely had that one. Landorus Shock, they didn't actually bring it. And then... Wow, there is no defense investment on Manchow, and it was able to live a Grassy Glide from Rillaboom. Interesting. Okay, well, we're doing great. Let's just keep rocking and rolling and play one more. All right, last game of the day, and it is an interesting one. It is Giratina. So it is Porygon 2 with Volcarona, Incineroar, Urshifu, Giratina, and Rillaboom. Indeedee is great because of the fact that we can trick stuff around, right? We do have access to Trick. We do have access to Expanding Force, as well as Dazzling Gleam for things like Urshifu. So I like Kyogre and Indeedee a lot. Actually, no. Let's do Kyogre. Kyogre Scizor? Indeedee in the back. I don't want Scizor. Yeah, let's do that. Indeedee in the back, and then Rillaboom doesn't really do much. Do we bring Turtonator again? I don't know what they're gonna do. Let's just bring Turtonator. I think Turtonator deals well with enough of their team. It deals with Porygon, it deals with Rillaboom, it deals with Incineroar, it deals with Urshifu, that like it is just worth bringing for that. And I guess like we're just kind of making this a Turtonator episode. So Porygon 2 Rillaboom. Okay, this is fine. Kyogre Scizor. So we can... What? We swap into Indeedee and U-turn. Swap into Indeedee. I don't want to risk giving up. I could also just... No. That's funny. We bring out Turtonator and go for a U-turn? Let's U-turn into Rillaboom. Right? The Protect feels very obvious, but if we get Turtonator locked and loaded, I feel comfortable with that. I just don't want to give up Kyogre or Indeedee too early because of Giratina. So we will see... Okay, great. We are going to see just straight for the Grassy Glide. We will connect with the... Oh. 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 Wow. Let's bring out Kyogre. Wow. That was a thing. And, okay, even better, right? They went for the Eerie Impulse into Turtonator, expecting us to not go for an attack, which is a really interesting position to take. But at this point, right, we now can start setting up Iron Defense with Turtonator. The big question is, what do you have in the back other than Giratina? We will see Giratina. So we have... Ooh. Shiny. Shiny boy. We do have to play a little bit smart. So let's go for an Iron Defense as well as an Ice Beam on a Giratina. Right? Because we will... That's fine. That's fine, because you're most likely going to just go for an Eerie Impulse into Kyogre. So we can set up. This would have been a very great turn to go for a Protect, but it should be fine. Ooh. That's a... Okay, interesting. We can Body Press into Porygon and go for an Ice Beam into Giratina. Do you have Ally Switch? That is the big question. No! And Turtonator goes first. We do get big damage onto Porygon 2. Unfortunately, not enough for a KO. So we will have Kyogre down to -2. But that shouldn't be too much of an issue. Draco Meteor. Oh! Turtonator! You were so young. Okay, that's actually fine. We have dropped their Giratina down to -2. We do now threaten with priority Bullet Punch to... Yikes. I'm going to assume that Giratina is going to swap out. We do... Okay, so it is a Leftovers variant. That, yikes, is just eating up hits. Let's bring out Scizor. What do we want to do? What do we want to do? We want to... Yeah, we want to KO Porygon 2. Let's just go for a Bullet Punch here, as well as a Protect, expecting Giratina to swap out. I could have just gone for... I guess I could have gone for another Ice Beam. I think the damage is so minimal, though, that it doesn't really matter. But, what? If we get rid of Porygon 2, or we don't, we will see Incineroar come in. That was a good read. Protect on Kyogre, what? We expect... What is the Giratina going to go for, though? Probably a Willow. Oh, wow, that did good damage. Critical hit. Nice. That's why. We do see Shadow Ball perfect into Kyogre. So what we can do is we swap out into Indeedee to prevent the fake out, and then we can go for... I'm pretty sure Scald, even at -2, should still pick up the KO, and then we can start going for... How many turns of... There's 2 turns of Trick Room left. Okay, so this is perfect, right? We swap into Indeedee, and then we go for a Scald onto Incineroar. The main issue, though, no, it's fine, right? Because if we KO Incin this turn, it's Porygon 2 with oh no, this is fine. Is this fine? Okay, so we see the swap into Porygon 2. Makes sense. You want to reset your drop. We do see a fake out come out. This is great, as we can go for a Scald onto Incin. Why are you alive? That's really bad. That's really bad. That is very, very bad. What happens now? Rain stops. We go for a Dazzling Gleam. We could trick on a Porygon, which is kind of funny. We go for a Dazzling Gleam. We swap into Scizor. This is really risky. Scizor, I don't care about at this point. I just need... I need Indeedee next to Kyogre. The recover is fine. We have U-turn, which should do a big meaty chunk. A Snarl. Okay, Snarl is fine. Snarl is not ideal, but I mean, I will take it. As Dazzling Gleam comes out, it does... Wait, no. 86. So we should be able to outspeed... Okay, so what we do is we swap into Kyogre, and we go for a U-turn onto Porygon. And what we can do is if we can get Kyogre out this way, at -1, we should be able to KO this Incineroar. We do... Okay, so we will... Please pick up the knockout. Frustrating. We bring out Indeedee. We will have to eat Yeah, you're most likely going to go for a Trick Room and a Snarl. Or, okay, Flare Blitz. Flare Blitz I can live with. Onto Indeedee. Indeedee holds on. We do get Incineroar really low. Okay, it will be a Trick Room, but... What? Let's go for a Water Spout and a swap out into Scizor. Scizor should be able to live. We are double choiced, which does make this tricky, but yeah, we will have Kyogre at -3. Okay, we are going to see a Recover. Okay, so Recover is fine. We will see the Snarl come out. Snarl is also fine. Kyogre will be at -1, but this is still in the rain and should do like a gross amount of damage. Water Spout comes out. Remember when I said it did a gross amount of damage? Yeah, I lied. And there's still Psychic Terrain. We do have, there's one turn of Psychic Terrain left. How many turns of Trick Room are left? There's 3 turns, Jesus. Let's protect Kyogre and go for a Thief onto Giratina. Let's see what it goes for. It is going to Eerie Impulse. That's fine. We do get the Thief up. Okay, so we are faster. God, so good. Shadow Ball. How much is Shadow Ball going to do into Scizor? Okay, so we should be able to go for another Thief for the KO. So I expect Porygon 2 to try and attack. So I'm gonna go for a Water Spout, as well as another Thief on a Giratina, just because of the fact that Porygon should not be able to KO. Your best bet is Scizor is slower. So your best bet would be Tri Attack for a Freeze or a Burn. You could protect as well. You protect and then try and attack into Scizor. Yeah, we will see the Protect come out here, but that's fine because even... We do see an Eerie Impulse. Okay, interesting. You're just going to continue threatening the Kyogre. Oh, because you want recover. You want Leftovers recovery. That makes sense. Water Spout. We will at least get some damage onto this Porygon 2. That did a pretty sizable chunk for being at -4. I think we can still KO Giratina. Giratina, we can just... Let's Ice Beam into Giratina. Let's just double it. Let's double it. Your best bet is what? Draco Meteor. Yeah, the Recover was obvious. We need to... You can't afford to go for a Draco Meteor. Oh yeah, and we go first. Thief will pick up the KO there. Great. And now what we do is we have the ability to Thief into Porygon and swap between Indeedee. Yeah, we can swap into Indeedee. And then... No, we want to preserve... Yeah, so what we do actually is we... No, let's just go for a Scald. Because we can get a Burn. And we swap out into Indeedee. Do we want to swap out into Indeedee? This is still... No, because you have to choose between setting up Trick Room and going for damage. So if you go for damage, we have Kyogre with Water Spout in the rain. If you go for Trick Room, we have 2 things that you can only hit into 1. And so we do just have a lot of pressure. Thief will come out. Does a non-negligible amount of damage, but yeah. Oh, and we survived the foul play, even better. So at this point, we have a free expanding force as well as a thief onto this Porygon 2, and yeah, that will wrap up this game, barring any sort of freak accident. But yeah, we should pick up this last KO with Indeedee. As oh wow, it hung on, but we got thief. So very good game, I think. Oh, ending on style with a crit. Very good game overall. I think it was a very, very tricky match, especially because I saw Giratina. I was like, oh, Giratina's like not gonna do much, but it was supported very, very well. And I think utilizing my team and like understanding trick room turns was very important to say like, okay, when is this gonna end? How can I plan things out? And sometimes just like being a little aggressive with Kyogre. I was just like, hey, it's fine if you want to try and continue to Eerie Impulse me. I'm still going to go for damage, but yeah. So plan for the next couple videos. I don't think my rental teams will be ready for the start of the month. I will try my best, but I honestly think it's kind of unrealistic, and I do need a couple more days for that, but we'll obviously push as fast as I can. So we'll probably play a friend's team to start the month and then kind of go from there. So we'll kind of see. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. Tom, this team has been such a blast to use. Turtonator, definitely a huge MVP. Same with Scizor, definitely not common picks, but the teams for next month, or for next month are ready. But hopefully we'll see some familiar faces for the team in the subsequent month. But yeah,